Hello and welcome. My name is Grace O'Hara and I'm joined today by Bo Chipman, and we are going to be talking about the transition from Universal Analytics to Google Analytics 4, which is starting next year, July 1st, 2023. As a marketing manager who uses Google Analytics, I am looking for a basic understanding of what this transition is and how I can act now to prepare myself and my organization. So, Bo, what can you tell me about this topic and the transition?
The transition from Universal Analytics to GA4 is something that anybody who's using Universal Analytics today has to confront. The main thing to know is that Universal Analytics is going to go away for most users or for most organizations in July of 2023. For people on Universal Analytics 360, that's extended through October. As of that date, there will no longer be data collection through Universal Analytics. So you have to transition prior to that date. However, there are a lot of reasons to make the transition now.
Okay, got it. So what are some of the key challenges that an organization is going to be facing with this transition?
Yeah, the reason to start now is that it's not as simple as simply repointing your data collection from Universal Analytics to GA4. There are some very fundamental changes in the overall data model. The way that you've been thinking about data collection in the past is going to be upended. We're no longer thinking about in terms of page views, but we're thinking in terms of events for all kinds of activities, including page views. And the standard metadata that was collected around activities is going to change. You now have to categorize those events based on parameters, and you really need a structured way of thinking about how to collect that data. In addition, you're going to have to rework a lot of those events, recode your goals, create the parameters, and make changes to your existing reports.
Got it. So it's really not a one-to-one transition since some of the key metrics are changing.
It's not a clean transition in all cases. The definitions of some metrics are going to change. Things like sessions are going to definitely change the number of users because of the way that GA4 is going to collect user data, potentially changes the number of users that people will see. And so what we recommend is that people make a change as soon as possible so they can understand the impact of the changes in their KPIs and not be caught unaware about how that's going to affect the way they measure themselves.
Right. And that's a big undertaking. So what are some of the steps that we can take now to start preparing?
Yep. We see this as really is a great opportunity. It's being forced on companies by Google, but it's also an opportunity to think about what are your data collection practices overall. We rarely talk to people who think they've got it down perfectly, and we often talk to people who think they've got a little bit of a mess. And this is an opportunity for recalibrating, cleaning up. The key steps are, one, implement GA4 as quickly as possible through Google Tag Manager. It's a relatively straightforward step. We recommend people really stepping back, re-inventorying the data collection they need. What are the custom events they need? What are the goals? How should they categorize those? Cleaning up an overall strategic roadmap around what measurement should look like, and then beginning to implement that in a stepwise fashion so that they can make sure the data collection is appropriate, track changes and comparisons between Universal Analytics and GA4 over time, so that when the time comes to actually flip the switch, so to speak, everything is in place and ready to go.
Right. And that's why it's so important to act now, it sounds like.
Yeah, the best practice is to have a year of data collection. And most people tend to look at web traffic and web behavior on a year-over-year basis to understand how they're doing. The time is now, actually the time has passed for being able to collect a full year of historical data if you haven't made the transition now. So we want to see everybody make that transition as soon as possible, collect year-over-year data to enable reporting, and then provide comparison benchmark over time so there's no mystery about what's going to happen when the final cutover happens.
Great. Well, it sounds like I need to get going on this and my team needs to get going on this. So I'm really looking forward to working with you on it and to keep learning.
Great. We're excited about this. It is going to be a challenge for many organizations, but it's a huge opportunity to simplify to clean things up and to create a measurement approach that is right-sized for the business and easier to maintain over time.
Great. Well, thank you so much, Bo, for your time and for all that knowledge, and looking forward to working with you.
Thank you. Have a great day.